Another year for the hopeless dreamers, stepping across the Milky Way like stones in a river. The city was frozen, so we went north. January came.
Whoa.
The hell happened?
I don't know. We're still live. I've been muted. Let me play that again.
Yeah, let's try that again.
Let's try that again. This is new. We're doing something new.
Another year for the hopeless dreamers, stepping across the Milky Way like stones in a river. The city was frozen, so we went north. January came in the night like a woman scorned. We welcomed her in with a fire in the forest. So stay a while, hold your hands, we're on our way to coming around again, coming around again. Flower curtains in a yellow room, trees stand naked in a sky set loose, eating breakfast in bed, breaking all the rules. The future came with the New Year stars in the rearview mirror. It's all come to pass, we're just standing here. So stay a while, hold your hands, we're on our way to coming around again, coming around again.
This is the Coin Show Podcast. A podcast about coins and coin collecting from the perspective of both dealers and collectors. Hosted by two guys with a passion for collecting and a combined experience of over 50 years in the coin industry. Here's Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman on the Coin Show Podcast.
And this is episode 229 of the Coin Show podcast. Matt's a little frozen, but these are our new digs.
That's okay. I'm here. We're
There
here.
you go.
I'm
I'm
here.
Mike.
I'm Matt.
And on this episode of the Coin Show podcast, we are going to explore our brand new studios, as well as we're going to talk about your coolest thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about just shop talk, and all that will come after Matt's favorite thing, the news.
I love the news. Mike is fuzzy, but it's okay. It's okay.
Matt's fuzzy on my screen.
Well, it's your internet, buddy. But it's okay. We got this. You're better now. You're looking hot. Oh, and he's not hot anymore. It's okay. It's all right.
The news is brought to us by Ice. Some have it and don't want it. Some want it and don't have any. Ice.
Ice. Ice, baby.
Ice, baby. New year, new coins, Matt.
I saw.
There we go.
There we go.
Where we go. So the Proof Silver Eagles are out.
Mm-hmm.
The let's see. The first of the the first of the commemoratives are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. So Harriet Tubman is going to be on the $5 gold, $1 silver dollar, or $1 silver dollar, and 50-cent clad half. I don't
Look,
remember.
even
These
she
are going to be
Even she looks disappointed about the $half. Look at
who isn't, right?
Oh, right. Clad.
She's like, really clad.
I know.
So, these are already available. These are already in the pipeline. You can order them. They've far from sold out, so we have no problem with this. We were going to cover this last week, and there's really no there's no update on that.
Yeah, no, I mean they're out, but they're popping some stuff out early this year. The Proof Silver Eagles are the one that really got me. Normally those are like mid-year type things. So
so the Proof Silver Eagles, the first commemorative, and there's a bunch of stuff, as well as the Women on Quarters designs have been released. And Matt, no, there is no ambush game on this one.
I know that.
So I really like these designs.
Right.
You got Dr. Polly Murray, or do you say Murray?
Depends on which coast you're
Moto Pink, Dr. Mary Edwards Walker, and Celia Cruz, and Zitkala Sa.
The Celia Cruz quarter, man, she looks like she is having a good time.
Well, that's Celia Cruz. I mean, she was a performer.
She is having a blast.
Yeah. And I really like the Hope design for Mary Edward, or for Polly Murray.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think it's cool.
So speaking of the first coins released by the U.S. Mint,
a
1792 half team is up for auction at Heritage.
This is probably one of my favorite coins, even though it's little. I never like half dimes because they're so small. This is just one of those coins that no matter what, you're gonna have to have it.
Yeah.
I mean, I obviously never gonna have one, but
True.
If you can afford one, this is one of those go-to coins.
Yes, and this is not the Rittenhouse specimen as we handled low some 7 years ago or something like that.
This coin sold.
Pardon me?
This coin sold. Just gonna let's see if I can see what it sold for. Wow, there it is. 210,000.
10 grand. So that's not bad. And it isn't even the first one.
No. But just a super iconic design. I mean, Liberty, this is the first iteration of Liberty that we ever see on an American coin.
Looks like a guy.
Well, it looks like she's on a roller coaster in the front seat. Like her hair is just going wild, and then obviously we have the eagle on the back again. This is kind of iconic, or kind of reminiscent of German coinage of the period, with that eagle. But just a super cool coin that we never made anything like again. So,
and a single star.
Single star. Yep. Right at the bottom.
Now, Matt, as I was looking through this, I have a coin for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So if you go to the next story,
boom,
you'll have your chance to own the Seoul Finest 1863 $3 gold coin.
You know, while I like that coin a lot, I am far too poor to own that particular coin.
Oh, I know that. I mean, who isn't? But
right.
Still, it's like, you go gaga over the classic, the older stuff, the true historic stuff, right? Yeah. This is historic. This is mid-Civil War $3 gold.
Don't get me wrong.
The fact that the coin survived this long is just an absolute miracle.
I love the coin. Don't get me wrong, but never going to get to own it. I might get to drool on it at some point in my life when it's on display somewhere, but that's about it.
CAC has announced the crossover of the DL Hansen collection.
It's really funny. We had Ron on the other day, and I actually talked to him. He called me a couple days ago, and we were talking about this. and he was telling me that not all of the coins crossed from the other holders. Even some of the stuff that had CAC stickers, some of it obviously would cross at the same grade, but some of it didn't upgrade. But then he had one coin that was in a 67 holder. He said, "You know what? This coin's an 8." They put it in an 8 holder. So I think he said 7 or 8 of the coins actually downgraded.
Now, everything that had a CAC sticker kept the same grade, right?
Yeah, yes, yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
But he said some of the coins actually downgraded from the PCGS holders. So
Right. So the claim from CAC grading is that they're not changing the grading standards; they're just enforcing them.
right, just actually
So
grading.
I think it's interesting to note that many submitters have been less than enamored with the recent CAC submissions. You know, Hansen said he was okay with the couple of downgrades that happened when his collection crossed.
Well, it's just the holders. I mean, they are being super strict, and it is. I mean, these are the guys, some of the best graders in the world, and that's how they grade. So I hate to tell you, but that's what the grade is these days. So,
No,
and
that's true.
the other companies are reacting instead of being proactive. They're reacting by changing their standards all of a sudden, and it's a real weird time in the grading world right now. So,
Yeah, I mean, as somebody in the business, I have to be careful how I react to it because there's politics involved in all of it.
sure.
But that said, it's like I'm still really not sure how I feel about it. I think that I like strict grading standards. I always have.
Yeah.
And I think that's always going to be a good thing. What I guess my overwhelming reaction has been just all the whining about it.
Well, yeah. And I think the whining more comes from those companies actually reacting and changing their standards all of a sudden than the new company coming along and grading tighter. Because CAC hasn't changed how they're grading at all. They're actually causing the other companies to change how they're grading. And I think the gig is up on market grading and gradeflation, and we are seeing that come to roost here with the CAC and
Well, it
how,
had to come to an end at some point.
well, sure, but you have I mean, obviously there's people out there that aren't in this every day like we are, but and they're collectors. But if you think about it, you say, I have my entire collection graded by PCGS. I like this new cat company. I'm going to send my coins to them. And then all of a sudden, 2/3 of your coins don't cross. Well, what? What's going on? Why are they? There's something wrong with my coins? Is PCGS not grading right? I mean, this is all like what's going on right now. So instead, the companies, PCGS and NGC, are reacting instead of being proactive, and now they've kind of tightened up their standards.
But the funny thing is that they were getting roughly the same standard when they were submitting the other slabs. Not everything was getting beamed. Not everything was, So I don't
Right.
understand why suddenly that's a surprise to everybody.
Well, it's not, and that's the thing. I mean, to the people that have been dealing with CAC stuff a lot, it's not a surprise because this is what we've been experiencing the whole time when it comes to getting coins graded with stickers. But now that they're actually slabbing raw coins or taking submissions of raw coins, people are not as confident or not getting the same results they did with coins and holders. And that's just simply because maybe they are not so good at grading. Just saying.
Fair enough. The UK has started releasing their 2024 coins.
Winston Churchill. Okay. Anniversary of Winston. Man, Winston, we always think of Winston as being that kind of old guy during World War II that smoked cigars and drank whiskey. But look at him. He was a stud.
Okay, so here is something that I was kind of unfamiliar with. It is more or less tradition that when the monarch changes, the designs on the coins often do as well. And when I think to Canadian coinage, it did happen in it happened with the change from Edward to George. The designs changed. They did not change from Victoria to Edward. They didn't change from George to Elizabeth. So it's like sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But one thing that you can be sure of is that they didn't make these dies far enough in advance for Elizabeth to be on them anymore. So
Well,
these will finally all have Charles on them.
King Big Ear.
And if you have seen the portrait that's going to be on the Canadian coins, not flattering.
No.
I mean, no, look, the British one, the Buckingham Palace one, that looks fine.
Yeah.
Dignified, I mean, it's a giant ear with a head on it, but that's okay.
It's true. It's only funny because it's true. But who am I to make fun? I'm not.
And then they're going to issue the coins of the UK with what is it? Nature on it.
I'm trying to find those. I don't see them.
I think it might be in the next window.
The next story.
I think so.
No.
No.
Nope.
Nope. Ain't there.
Nope. Ain't there, friend. I don't know.
I don't know
where you're going with this one, but there you go.
Yeah, no, they were showing that that they had redesigned the 1 pence through 50p coins, and it was
here it is. They're on this holder here, but that's as close as I can get you.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So here is something that is way too cool to not try and buy one, and that's the next story.
Yeah, let's hear it. What are these?
We talked about the Trial of the Pigs for the longest time. And it amazes me that in a day when the overwhelming majority of coins are made from base metal, that they still do the Trial of the Pigs, but they do. And so all of the bullion coins that are issued by His Majesty's government have to be tested to make sure that they are of proper fineness. And if they are not, then somebody at the mint loses their hands.
Like, really? Like, they chop them off?
I love it. I really do love the tradition. Now, nobody has lost their hands in over 500 years. So,
okay, but I mean, like, that used to be a thing. Like, if the coins weren't of the right assay, they would literally just lop off their hands.
But every year, these coins are available, and they're available for sale. You can see where they were tried. They're certified as coming from the Trial of the Pigs. And I just think something like that would be just way too cool to have one.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Trial of the Pigs test coins. That's pretty awesome.
The Boy Scouts have revised the requirements for the coin collecting merit badge.
Okay.
Now it's like I'm all for that kind of stuff. I have counseled several Boy Scouts. My brother was an Eagle Scout.
Okay.
I never really made it all that farther, but my dad was a Scoutmaster, so I'm really familiar with the merit badge programs. I really encourage any Boy Scout, go to your local coin shop and ask them if they participate and if they'll help you with the collecting merit badge.
Oh yeah, we're always happy to do that.
Having
We've done
it with expertise is really important in learning this stuff. But they go through the new requirements in the Mint News blog story, and I have to tell you that I really do like the knowledge that they're making somebody have. It is kind of a well-rounded knowledge of coin collecting.
Yeah.
Without getting too in depth, without getting too much, and it's good enough to where if somebody is not that into it, they can still, get into it. They can learn some stuff through the merit badge program. And if they really are into it, it's a great launching pad for them.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, that's that kind of stuff. Anything to get kids involved in this is great. I can't be mad about it. So.
If you missed our mega hangout 2 weeks ago, our friend Jack Young mentioned that he had encountered a new dollar variety that week. And here it is.
You know what's funny? Our live hangout actually makes the story. So there you go.
Yes, that was kind of cool.
Yeah. But,
so Jack talked about this during our live hangout.
Here are pictures of it.
You were at the mega hangout. You got to check this out. You got to hear Jack talk about it himself. and his crusade continues, and I'm all about supporting that.
Yep, for sure. We got to get Jack back on the show. We got to just every time he comes up with a new one, we should just get him on and talk about it. It's fun.
Yeah, I celebrate the man's entire catalog.
I say it's fun, but it's kind of scary at the same time. It's like a haunted house. It's fun but scary, you know. So
Yeah.
Numismatic haunted house, which is Jack Young's research. But what he does is he goes and finds these counterfeits, and then he identifies, you know, certain aspects of these counterfeits, and then goes out and tries to find more of them. And obviously, here's another. You know, the quality of these two pieces obviously is substantially different, but you can see in his images here, he shows these matching marks, which is what we use to determine, you know, the coin is counterfeit, because the odds of two coins having those exact same marks that you see here in red in the same places, astronomical. So that is how he does it and what he looks for. And then you know, the reverse, he's saying that he has not found the counterfeit reverse in any other coins, but he shows, you know, what to look for as far as finding another reverse of this type from this die pair. So pretty cool.
Yeah, and Jack is doing the Lord's work. I mean, he
Yeah.
really is.
Yes, very much so. Hey,
So-
there he is. He's in the chat tonight, Jack. Good to see you.
First, we had Vault Box,
Yep.
if I recall correctly. There was another.
I don't
And now Rare Coin Television is taking a swing at this lucrative market.
You really wanted to get me riled up tonight, didn't you?
I knew I had to do it. So Rare Collectibles Television is selling mystery boxes containing precious metal coins. And to be really honest with you, I think that this is what's finally going to get it all shut down. Because now it's starting, you know, everybody's starting to jump onto this. Hey, and like we said with the original stuff, it's all a lottery.
There's no free lunch.
They're making money on it, and it's a lottery. And the odds are they're set. It's, you know, it's not rigged, but you know what I mean? It's rigged in their favor. They're going to definitely make money on it.
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, any of those things will. I was looking at some numbers the other day that somebody showed me on the new Vault Box release, and they have halved the amount of boxes you would have to open. Well, they've doubled the amount of boxes you would have to open to get a red core in this release versus the last release. So, what does that tell you? Went from 13% of boxes will have a red core now down to 6 boxes, or 6% of boxes. So,
yeah.
It's just it's bad. It's bad, and the price keeps going up. And yeah, these things just, I don't like them. They're gross. They're nasty. They're not in the spirit of collecting. They're in the spirit of gambling. And
well, I mean, even if you take the lottery argument with it, right, where it's not gambling, you know, there's a you know, somewhat guaranteed. No, it really is though. It's like the only reason you're buying this is you're taking a chance that what you pay for is going to be worth more than you paid for it.
Yeah, and let's look at these boxes. Let's see if they give us any information about what's even in these boxes, this Rare Coin TV stuff, because it just looks just as gross and disgusting as the other stuff. Let's see. Examples of types and coins included are first series of 3-coin mystery boxes, American Gold and Silver Eagles, Gold Buffaloes, and the New Morgan. So it's pretty much just stuff.
2,400 carefully selected American coins, Matt.
5 separate tiers of rarity. Ooh. And each 3-coin mystery box.
Okay, so that means there's going to be 3 separate tiers of people that are really, really salty.
Pretty much. I don't like it. It's gross.
I mean, 400 perfectly graded proof American Silver Eagles.
Woo.
Yeah, it's like, and if you're claiming that that's a level,
let's pay $795.
Happy about that.
Pay $795 for 3 MS70 2014 Silver Eagles and see how you like it. That's all I gotta say.
Some randomly selected packs even contain high value chase coins.
It's
I
just
mean,
yeah.
Chase Bank since
I will
1980.
be I will be really glad when this fad is over and it's dead and people realize that it's stupid and that people
Well, I
don't.
think the government's going to shut it down. I think the SEC is going to get involved and say,
Who knows? It doesn't matter because before then, I think that hopefully people will wise up and stop throwing their money away at this stuff. And I don't know. I just hate this stuff. It's really bad.
Yeah.
That's
And
all I
unfortunately, we're going to have to save people from themselves again. Speaking of the SEC, they're very near a decision on allowing an ETF based on spot Bitcoin.
Oh, God.
And if I heard correctly, I think the other day they actually did approve it. There
They
was a fake story that they approved it, and then several days later there was a story that they actually did approve an ETF for Bitcoin.
also gross, but no.
Well, I mean, my thing is how can you have an ETF, which is already one of these kind of, practices, and you're going to do it with something that's not tangible?
Birds of a feather flock together, my friend.
I know, but that's like, oh man, that's worse than like a genuine facsimile of something.
Paula says, ugh. I love it. But yeah, I mean, it's just it did go through, it did get approved. I'm gonna stay as far away from it as possible because you see, we had gold ETFs. We had and you saw what that did to the gold market. It changed it fundamentally. So who knows what it's gonna do to this stuff? Which I mean, who knows? Who knows?
And if you go to the next story, here's where I see the issue and the biggest reason that they shouldn't.
Yeah, that is
because North Korea was responsible for over 600 million in crypto theft last year.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good point because this stuff is not secure. It's used by criminal organizations as their main money a lot of the times, and it's just dumpy.
Yeah, if you want to help people fund terrorism and dark operations and all kinds of things that really shouldn't see the light of day, then hey, this might be for you. But otherwise, I don't know. It's just something I kind of steer clear of.
I hate covering the stuff on the show because I try to stay as far away from that stuff as possible. But
Well, it makes you feel icky too.
yeah, just not for me.
And finally, I was just going to get out of the pool. And finally, in the news, we get our news stories every episode from RSS feeds placed online by industry publishers.
Yep.
So I found a new one recently, a new RSS feed. And if you get the chance, check out this website. The articles are really great, and you don't have to join or become a member or anything. You could just read it anonymously.
Well, it's from the Gray Sheet. So there you go.
Yeah, on Gray Sheet. So anyways, Jeff Garrett wrote a really cool article on branchment proof coins. And it's more than just your typical gloss over of what they are, and the fact that you hardly never see them anymore.
Right.
Instead, Jeff kind of goes through and gives examples of dates and a little background on the coins. So kudos to Jeff and kudos to Gray Sheet and to CDN Publishing for this and a lot of other really wonderful articles that we can all enjoy. But this is kind of a new RSS feed. And I love this because this gives me specifics of stuff that you really can't find anyplace else.
Yeah. And I mean, and obviously Jeff being who he is, being one of the premier dealers in the country, the new editor of the Red Book. I mean, this is the guy that knows. He knows these things.
Yeah, Jeff knows a couple of things.
Couple things. Knows more than we forgot. So,
and that was the news. And the news was brought to us by ICE. Some have it and don't want it. Some want it and don't have it. ICE,
baby. Well, we're getting there. You're getting a little less fuzzy, but that's okay. Your audio sounds spectacular, so it's beautiful.
As long as it sounds good on that end.
That's right.
Ask the guys in the feed. How does everything sound? And I'll jump on it at once. Okay, so I know there's a delay.
There's a little delay. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, anyways, Matt. So, has the winter weather affected your shop? at all this week?
It was, yeah. I mean, today at the office we were a little slow, but it was actually nice. We actually got some stuff done. I was able to get a lot of stuff that I have been working on actually taken care of, which was good. I had a little extra time to work through some projects and piles that I've been meaning to get to, so it was nice actually. Um, Normally I'm so busy on Saturday that I don't know my middle name, and but so it was decent, but obviously not optimal. I like busy. Busy is always good.
Well, I'll tell you, we closed early one day this week.
But
We almost got completely snowed out on Friday.
I was gonna say you guys
And
had a
we're now
blizzard.
gonna be- Pardon me?
You guys had a blizzard. We just had some ice and rain and freezing temperatures and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So
Well, here's the thing, and yes, I mean, so we're Chicago and we get all that stuff, right?
right.
And it's pretty much an every year thing. You shouldn't be surprised when it snows in January in Chicago, but this was like one of the bigger storms of the year.
Uh-huh.
And so really was big and all hit at once. We actually got lucky in the fact that the storm went to the north a little bit further than it should have. And so we ended up getting just a ton of snow in certain places, like where I live. And then it started raining. So it ended up being okay.
Yeah, it's not always great because you get the snow and then covered rain and then freezing over is not necessarily great, but could be worse. Could be worse. Well, yeah, we my guys know me in my office. I if there's a plus in front of the temperature, I am wearing shorts and sandals because that's how I roll. And if you don't like
Like
it,
many of the people that I bowl with.
right? I walked into the office stepping through snow piles today in shorts and flip flops. So it just is what it is. But my guys know also that it takes a lot to keep me out of my office because I like to. I'm just a workaholic. I love being in my office. It's like my getaway. So
You do like to work.
I do. I enjoy it.
That's coming from somebody else who really likes to work.
Well, having three boys at home, 9, 11, and 13, I need a break every once in a while.
Okay. So it might not be you want to work as much as you want to get away.
I want to, maybe hear myself think for a second, stuff like that. Well, do you want to jump to the thing that has quickly become my newest favorite segment of this entire show ever in the history of man dinosaurs?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually do, because it's like my favorite thing as well.
Okay, good. Well, let's jump to it, guys. You guys are awesome. This is your coolest thing segment. We always love seeing what you guys bring to us. The coolest thing was something I think. What episode did we start? The coolest thing. It's like episode 2, 3, maybe of our show.
Don't know.
It's been more than 10 years ago.
Oh, no. Okay, so you're talking about when the coolest thing started in episode 26.
26. Okay, so episode 26. Still, probably more than 10 years ago, we started the coolest thing that walked into Matt's shop, and it started as just mine. And then once Mike got working at a shop, it became ours, and now with this latest iteration, it became everybody's. So, you guys are awesome. We love seeing what you guys bring. So let's check them out. All comments. There we go. All right.
Oh.
Lee Tyler says, picked up this 1908 $10 Indian a few weeks ago from my local coin shop. Really excited to have this in my collection. And he goes on to show us a 1908 $10 Indian, an MS61. Probably one of my favorite U.S. coin designs is a 10 Indian. So there you go. And next up, Dennis Mendoza shows us an 1848 half dollar in PCGS MS60 with a CAC sticker. So that's a tough grade. You don't see too many MS60s these days. Coins are either usually AU58 or like MS61 or 2. So to see that 60 grade is kind of interesting.
It's a really nice coin.
It does, and it's a tough date. New Orleans Mint, just all around.
Civil War, Mid-State.
I like it. I like it.
Jack Riley, another great roll hunt find from a few months ago. Hard to get a good picture of it. and the damage doesn't help the matter. Nonetheless, found the 1939 DDRFS 801 doubled Monticello.
Yep, and if you look at it, this coin's actually really easy to see. This last O in Monticello is the best place to catch it, but actually it's doubled all the way around 5 cents into the United States of America motto. But that pickup point for me is always that last O is where I look.
I think it's the easiest place to see it.
It surely is. Dave Helmer says coin picture. Oh,
this is an English hammered piece.
Got it. I found it. Yep, this is an English hammered piece. It looks like it is. I forget which king that is. I've been doing these all week. Henry the First, maybe. Looks like Henry. But it's a sixpence.
Can't be sure.
It's a sixpence. You can tell that because on the front here in Roman numerals, you see the word 6, or you see the number 6. That's how they denominated those. So you can always tell that.
That's what it is.
Yep. And next up, Don Moore said, spent the day at Fun, got some cool things, but the coolest thing I got was a selfie with this guy. Oh, the Beard Bros.
Yeah, the Beard Brothers. There you go. That's Smith Brothers before and after.
We got Don and Russ there. Oh, Russ. And then Don post.
The point was he had a cool pickup. This 75% off-center ghosted memorial. First I've seen with the ghosting, not finding any info on this. Thoughts?
Weird. That is very, very strange. I don't quite know what would cause that.
Yeah, that to me, I'm really, really puzzled as to how that happened.
I mean, it could have slid into the collar and then another struck coin on top of it, but you would expect to see more of the design transferred over from like a brockage.
Yeah, and you'd see something on the other side that would give you a clue.
Yeah,
one of the sides is going to be strong.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that coin. Very, very interesting. I mean, it definitely looks like it's mint made. Obviously, the off center strike is mint made, of course, but
yeah,
that definitely looks like a ghosting of the building. So I don't know if maybe a coin set on top.
It clearly is the memorial. I mean, I think that's not pareidolia. I'm really seeing that.
I don't know if maybe like another coin set on top of it for a long time, like in a bag, or I just don't know. I don't know.
Ed Anderson has a Byzantine coin, the revolt of Heracleophilus from Alexandretta. Had a few months now, but he really likes it. This actually is a really beautiful coin. One of the things so as I'm learning about ancient coins, I'm finding that I'm becoming more interested in the history around them.
Hey, look, this coin's like you and me. It's the earliest coin show podcast. It's got two guys sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
It's like
us. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, you look at that, and then you look at this, and then you look at that, and you look at this. That's us. That's us, 100%. Me and you.
But it's phallus, and so there's a little bit of verdigris on this coin, a little bit of copper rot, the green. And that's perfectly normal and natural for these coins. And I mean, I like the coin. I like how well preserved it is, how well centered it is. Just a really nice Byzantine coin.
Yeah, I think it's pretty. I like the color. Steve Hansen says, I kind of like this double strike cent. I think it's cool. I do too.
And that's all you need.
Yeah, that's all you need.
If you think it's cool, that's all it takes. I like the fact that it's got 2 dates on it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's fairly round, which means at least one of those strikes was in the collar.
It looks like the first strike was definitely in the collar. I mean, it looks pretty well centered. Yeah,
it's weird. Another odd coin.
Jody Dotson, I finally got an Isabella.
This coin has kind of grown on me over the last few years, and I don't really know why, because it's just I don't know. I don't understand it myself, actually. Maybe it's because I'm getting bored with just your standard US coins, but I kind of started to like Isabella quarters. I used to hate them, and now I've kind of started to kind of like them, and I feel weird about it. I don't know how to feel.
Yeah, I like the design. I just don't like the fact that everybody hates on them so much.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Isaiah Hageman, the Slab Daddy, says this was a cute upgrade. Cute. He's calling coins cute, like he's getting too big for his britches. That one. It says this was a cute upgrade to make it the fun show. Was a 65, now a 66. Yeah, I mean that's a cool coin. It's nice. Looks nice. I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
George Kobach. Let's see this, an 1899 V-nickel.
Yeah.
And this is the great part about this. You know, it's like this to George is cool. To me, it's cool. It's like I like the fact that people like different things.
And it takes all types, just like in the world. You know,
There's
everybody's
no wrong answer to this.
That's right. That is exactly right. Arthur Valentine says, coolest thing close by is the first elongated cents in the back of an 1891 V nickel. Oh yeah, these are cool. These Columbian Expo pieces, the elongated, I think they're really cool too. I've had a bunch of these over the years. I always like seeing them on things other than cents. You know, like
it seems to me like the Colombians were done with more nickels than anything else.
Yeah, nickels and cents. I mean, you see a lot of cents, but I've seen them on dimes. I had one on a seated dime not too long ago, which was cool. So yeah, seeing them on things other than nickels and cents is pretty cool to me. I saw one on a Canadian piece one time. I forgot to tell you that. Let's
Clay
see.
Harland. 7 times top pop 1966 Australian proof 1 cents in proof 69 red deep cameo.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Did you mean to make it look like a Christmas tree because it's just that season or what? I don't know, but it's cool. Very cool. Eric Bethard says, I'm sorry?
'Tis the season.
That's right. Eric Bethard says, how about that time when I bet on a Morgan I couldn't afford because I was 100% positive that I would be outbid? My wife is right. I don't always think these things through all the way. Sounds familiar. It's an 1880 S Morgan in 66 plus with a green bean cack sticker. Super nice coin. Well, let's take a look at this super nice coin. I agree with you. I think it's a super nice coin.
It is a super nice coin.
Let's see if there's another picture of the back. Nope.
Unfortunately, no.
That's okay.
Yep.
Tony's back says, does my motorcycle count? Well, I mean, if that's your speed,
the coolest thing. I mean,
that's your speed, my friend. There you go.
Corey Fuzzy. I snagged this super cool SS New York shipwreck bust half from Matt. Looks great on display.
He did. Corey Fuzz, the Fuzz, as we know him, came down and hung out with us a couple weeks ago, and we had a good old time. We went to a football game where his Pittsburgh Steelers got absolutely destroyed. And then he hung out at the office and bought this coin, and we had just a blast. So it was fun. Kenneth Fogler says 1891 peseta, not currently rare or valuable, but I like Spanish coins with various depictions of King Alfonso on them. And that is a cool piece. Looks like a nice Spanish silver coin. Let's see if we got another side here.
There is another side. Yeah, you get
little baby Alfonso. Man, I sure hope he was a child in this picture because if he was like 30 and that's what he looked like on coins, that would be an issue.
That's like more Boy King than King Tut.
Right. Like if Alfonso was 32 in that picture and that was what they had me looking like on some coins, I would be angry. But
Joe Bohannon picked this up recently. This is the highest graded EPQ for that Friedberg number and the second highest graded overall with 1 in 64. While New York notes are plentiful, this signature combination is rare because the Treasury Secretary was only around for 1 year. Basically got it for the type price. A minor fold in the middle is the only blemish I can see. To be 55, it has to be so close to crisp uncirculated. So, yeah, that's kind of par for the course. This is a beautiful note. Show the other side.
Yeah. Well, I would just want to say real quick that I really like this vignette of Jefferson, or not Jefferson, Franklin.
I was going to say that's an awfully interesting Jefferson.
The full-on side view of Franklin, I think, is the only time we ever see that. So I think that's pretty.
He doesn't look angry like he does on a $100 bill.
And then the back of these always remind me of a coloring book.
That's a really good that's a good
Yeah.
description.
They always reminded me of a coloring book when I saw them. So, but
What
I
would
think
happen if you turned it over and somebody had colored it in?
that would suck. That would suck. Bob Brock says, picked up one of the lower mintage Morgans recently, hoping for more of the 93s. And he shows us an 1893 Morgan dollar, a Philadelphia mint, in an NGC XF45 holder. Looks like a nice, wholesome coin.
93s are tough.
All 93s are tough, no matter what.
J.R. Preston, I haven't got much lately, but my latest purchase, I love the 23 reverse proof piece and Morgan improved 70. Got all 6 improved 70 and all 6 in OGP for 2023.
I still think they look weird, but that's okay.
Well, they do look weird, but
They're
the
good.
question is do you like it? Let's say it's an acquired taste.
It is. Like, if I wanted Morgan to look like she was made out of crumpled up tinfoil, I would have made her out of crumpled up tinfoil.
I mean, I think that the Morgan is probably the coin that this works the least for.
Right. The peace dollar, I don't mind.
They've made pretty much every coin they've ever made in reverse proof now.
Yeah.
All the stuff that currently circulates they've done. And the peace dollar does look okay. Don't like the reverse as much as I like the obverse. Same with the Morgan. I like the reverse better than I like the obverse, but the obverse is like, it looks horrible in my opinion. It's just, maybe it's because I don't like Morgans all that much. I don't know. That's not to knock on, JR's coins. I have this set.
Right.
I bought it. So, I mean, I like it enough to have bought it.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's just like we said earlier, it takes all types. This could be your favorite coin in the world, and I might hate it. And you know what? That's okay. Doesn't matter. That's why we're here. Excuse me. Matt Porter says, good friend of mine gave me this bronze 9/11 medal. My family lost a friend in the North Tower that day. A pic of the reverse will also be posted. That's a cool piece. Look at that.
Yep.
Nice bronze coin. Very cool.
Yeah, very nice. Ambrotype Visuals, 1921 rainbow toned peace dollar of M3. So it's got a line through the L. My first buy where the toning influenced my selection.
Yeah, it does have some toning on it. Is there a picture of the other side? Let me see.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, there we go. Not so much toning on the front, but that's okay. That's how these things shake down sometimes. Mm-hmm. Oh, Paula's up. Paula says, okay, I'll play. Maybe not the coolest, but definitely cool. And she shows us an 1861 Civil War era dog tag. Now, these were kind of, I don't want to say novelty pieces, but they were definitely not standard issue things. They were sold by merchants that followed the troops around because dog tags in that period really weren't a thing. But you could buy them and have them engraved with your information. So in case something happened to you, they could get your remains back to where they were supposed to go. And that is what this is. These were sold by guys called sutlers that used to follow the soldiers around and sell them goods that they couldn't ordinarily get from the army itself.
I like how the tag on it says War of 1861.
Yeah, so it's early. That was still what's going on. So
wasn't the War of Northern Aggression yet. Right. So Delbert Channels won an auction lot of Mercury dimes at bulk silver prices and found his 42 over 1D.
Heck yeah.
That is what I'm talking about, my friend.
I love picking those. I picked 18 of those out of 90% over the years.
This one's harder to find too because the D it's harder to see.
Just look at the bottom of that 4.
What you're looking for. Yeah, that's it. That's what you look at.
Yep. Look at the bottom of that
4. Looking at the 2.
Nope. There's just a little nub on the bottom of the 2, but you look at the bottom of that 4 and that little stair step in the leg of the 4, and also there's a little doubling underneath the side cross of the 4. But yeah, that's what you look for, and you can find them. They are out there because those coins they didn't really discover for quite a while after they came out. The 42 over 1 Philadelphia's was pretty much like right away because it was just so big. People noticed it. But these coins, I don't think it came out for something like 15 or 20 years, maybe even longer. That, oh, wait, there's another one here. So a lot of these ended up circulating in change. And if you can find an old group of 90% that's been, in a family forever, odds are you can find one if you're lucky. Like I said, I found 18 of them. Looking for 19.
It's amazing.
Clint Ogle says the prize of my collection took me 3 years to track one down. And hello. This is one of the gold pieces made by the Philadelphia Mint for use in payment to Saudi Arabia. Excuse me.
Yeah, so these are really cool. Philadelphia Mint assay slabs, basically, aren't they?
No, I forget. Let me grab my phone. I forget the exact story as to why we made these. I think we were paying the Saudis for something, but I forget what it was, and they demanded payment in gold. Let me find it here. Saudi Arabia. Let's see, here it is. Let's get it pulled up. Okay, issued as bullion by the Philadelphia Mint in order to pay Saudi Arabian government for oil rights. That's what it was, and struck the same content as four British gold sovereigns. So we were paying them for the oil rights. They demanded payment in gold, so we struck these.
So the 4p is 4 pounds.
Yep. So to be the weight of 4 British sovereigns, which was the standard gold trade of the time. And that's what we used to pay them. So there you go.
Yeah, and the U.S. wasn't issuing gold coins at the time, so.
Yep. So there you go.
Richie Stitchcom, my 55 double die obverse Lincoln Cent PCGS MS64 Brown.
Ooh. I love these things. They're always...
minor flax on Richie's part. I mean, it's a nice coin.
Hey, you know what? It's okay. I love these things. They're
Who doesn't?
Well, that's true. They're pretty awesome. Isaiah says, "Hey y'all, I'm new to this group, and this is the first time I've shared to the podcast. Well, thank you so much for doing that. Let's check out your coin. You show us a 1721 Spanish 1 real silver coin. So this was actually made in Spain. It is not a colonial issue. And
1721.
Yeah, and the best part is
it was good.
It is graded NGC MS65, which for a coin from 1721 is an amazing state of preservation. So very cool. Oh, Richie's double dipping. Richie is double dipping, but that's okay. Here's one of the most amazing, prettiest toners I own. I bought it and others from a well-respected collector. And he shows us a 1984 S Olympics proof dollar that looks like it got in a fight with a box of highlighter markers. Because
I like that. That's well described.
Because there are all sorts of really pretty neon colors all over this coin.
I thought the coin was gold to begin with.
No, it's just that.
And I looked at the design and I'm like, wait, that's a silver dollar.
Yeah. Very cool. Very, very cool.
Basket has posted a page from his collection that has 20 Morgan dollars on it.
Yeah, there's some peace dollars at the bottom, but yeah.
And a couple. Very cool, though.
Very nice.
They're from his Book of All Silver.
Heck yeah.
Triple dip.
Triple dip. Oh, a triple?
Triple dip.
Triple dipper. That's all right. Love it. Thank you so much for bringing that.
I'll talk about triple dip.
Oh, triple dip. Yep. Go for it.
All right. So, Richie, how about this gold solidus that appears to have a drop of blood falling from the spear? So I purchased this from Harlan J. Burke and Aaron Burke.
You get the story from those guys. Yeah. Yeah. You get the whole experience buying from that place. The full experience.
You do. You do. And this is so one thing that I kind of have to explain is that when you talk about ancient gold coins, they tend to be really, really nice because they were treasury coins. And so these didn't end up in the ground. At least most of them didn't end up in the ground like so many of them did.
Yeah, that's true. Very cool.
Sean Davis, 1930 10 kroner from Iceland.
I have one of these on my desk. I just saw it the other day.
I like the sleigh.
Yeah, they're weird little things. They're commemoratives, but they are 10 kroners. See if you posted the other side. I like the other side better. It's got the shield of arms of Iceland on it,
Mm-hmm.
the coat of arms. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Brent Pearson says the coolest thing I've gotten lately are a bunch of no-date buffalo nickels. I am carving some different designs. Brent is a hobo nickel carver, if you didn't know. He's going to be doing a hobo nickel carving giveaway. This is a video of some of the ones I've done. There you go. Looks cool. I like Brent's work. He does some good stuff. Yeah. Very, very iconic designs, stuff that is very reminiscent of artists past. So
And people are showing the ancient coins some love today.
that's okay. They need a little every once in a while.
Malcolm McGaw says this is one Durham coin of the Artiquids of Martin. It's notable because the obverse copies the image of a generalized Roman emperor. And as stated on the reverse, it was minted in age 640, which is around 1242. The Martins were based in southeastern Turkey. It's 14 grams and 29 millimeters in size.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sorry.
well, I was just going to say it's a generic Roman emperor, is what he's saying.
Yeah, it's weird because you look at the obverse of the coin, you're like, oh, that's a Roman coin. You flip it over and it's it's Arabic writing. It's like, oh, yeah, definitely not a Roman coin.
Definitely. Well, I mean, I want to call it Turkish, but it's Byzantine.
Yeah, late Byzantine. Very, very cool. Let me get out of that screen. There we go. Barry Swan snuck in at the end and says, finally, one from the staff. Been looking for one of these for years. Finally got a couple off Heritage a few weeks ago. These are Jersey and the Channel Islands, both just off the coast of France. They were the only area of the British Isles that was occupied by Germany. And these were printed by the Germans to be used during the occupation.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Barry was in the shop this week and we were talking. So this is the only part of Great Britain that was occupied at all during World War II. And it's just a tiny island. Nobody lives there. You know, there's just a guard on there. Basically, it was a soldier.
Yeah.
And that was it.
I mean, they're actually kind of cool in their own weird little crude way. Like,
Mhm.
this jersey piece is neat because it just, like, the way it says sixpence, that's like it was painted. It's pretty neat. I can't say I've ever seen those before, Barry. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. And you know what? Thank all you guys for sharing.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, you guys, you know, it's like we ask you to help produce content for our show, and you guys knock it out of the park every
You
single
guys
time.
absolutely bring it every time, and it's just the best. It's the best. You guys rock.
Let's see. You got anything coming up?
No, next thing I have
Any shows?
no, I'm not doing any shows until Central States in May, so we got a ways.
I know that T the Silver Stacker just did a new video this morning with Aaron, and he said that there is one coming with me that has a Benny Hill theme in it somewhere. So I'm kind of frightened of that prospect, but I knew that would make you smile, Matt.
It does. It does. Every time I hear that Benny Hill music, and I just think of you, buddy. So
So we'd like to thank our staff, the unnamed source. Let's see, we've got Barry, we've got Justin, we have got Ernesto, we have got Corey, and all the rest of you people who help make this just the best podcast that we can put together.
that's right.
So we'd like to thank everybody who listened. Without you guys, this whole thing is entirely pointless. Give us your commentary on this new format. It's like, this is the new digs. This is one of the things that we've been working towards trying to put together for you, and I love it.
I do too. I like it too.
It definitely brings a new look to the show, and more it's easier for us to interact, actually, and so I really like it from that standpoint.
Very much so. So, well, you guys, the teaming 8 coin nerds. Actually, there's quite a few of you here tonight. But
What a good turnout tonight.
Thank you guys so much. For the Coin Show podcast, I'm Matt.
I'm Mike. We'll talk to you next time on the Coin Show podcast.
You've been listening to the Coin Show podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman. Tune in next time when the boys bring you another exciting episode. You can find them wherever you get your podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, on our website at www.coinshowradio.com. You can also join our private Facebook group where everyone sees every post. Just search Facebook for Friends of the Coin Show and ask to join. If you'd like more, you can become a subscriber on Facebook or join our Patreon at www.patreon.com/thecoinshow. If you sign up at the $5 month level or higher, you'll have access to exclusive content on patreon.com on the off weeks, including the Not the Coin Show podcasts. Thanks for listening to the longest running coin podcast in the world of numismatics. This has been the one and only, the original. This has been the Coin Show podcast.
Abrupt ending.
No way.